Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Q-Lad Sport Channel. We are here for the Champions Cup, about as big as it gets for football, other than the World Cup, which is just around the corner as well. But this game is huge. PSG taking on Juventus. So both of these sides have very good careers when it comes to the Champions Cup. PSG runner-ups last year, and now Juventus. I believe they have won it 4 times in the past, maybe even more than that. I think it might have been 10 that they were talking about earlier on, but it's going to be an awesome matchup to get to see, and hope you guys are all having a great morning. It is currently very early here in New Zealand. We are sitting approximately 7 a.m. this one, but I did not want to miss that matchup because it is going to be absolutely awesome. But what we will do is we will show you the lineups that they have got in the matches. We will start with PSG. They have got a very good front three, having Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, and also Lionel Messi. They're at number 3 then, or at number 30, sorry, I should say. Donnarumma will be in goal, Sergio Ramos, and also Verratti in the midfield to watch out for. And in this match, they're currently advertising Heineken 15 times at the moment for the Spark Sport coverage, which makes me a little bit concerned. Hopefully they do show the match over here. Then Juventus got some very handy players in there. Malik at the front, right? The game is now underway. 30 seconds in fact. So Spark Sport missed the first 30 seconds of this Champions Cup fixture, but that's all right. Now we are underway. PSG at the back, looking through. They've got Bonucci at the back, Pirin in goal, Cuadrado out on one wing, and also Moretti in the midfield. Hope PSG win, but I have to go to bed, says Etienne. And then hi, says Etienne as well. Welcome in. Hope you are doing very well. Hope you do sleep well, as I guess it is actually 9 p.m. in South Africa, isn't it? If I'm not wrong there. But now this game has got underway between these two sides. Now, we saw an upset in the Champions Cup a little bit earlier on. It was actually Chelsea in their game. They were defeated 1-0, but Borussia Dortmund managed to get themselves over the line. Currently, PSG in position, and they have been able to win the penalty. Kimpembe just ends up getting clipped on the back there. That would have been by Vlahovic. PSG, they've been scoring a lot of goals in recent times in Ligue 1. And here we go, kicky games. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Like I mentioned, 9 p.m. in South Africa, if I'm not wrong. So probably not too bad of a time for a game of football. But now at the front, some very dangerous players for PSG. It looks like Neymar's calling for it on the edge of the box now, looking, try and go around the Juventus defense. Sends it through, and it's going to be nicely defended by Bonucci in the midfield. That man has been there, done that when it comes to Juventus' seasons. 35 years of age and still going. And we'll be hoping to add a Champions Cup into the trophy cabinet for 2022. Verratti is back across now. Messi slings it wide. It's going to be a hard one, but he has been able to keep that one in. Mendes slings it across, and Bonucci once again has to defend it. That ball will be rolling over the touchline. But currently, PSG, they've had a lot better season, you'd have to say, than Juventus, although neither of these sides have been defeated this year. Everyone has had at least draws or wins. Now, nice run for Vlahovic. Finds the through ball. This is looking dangerous for Juventus over the top. Going to be the header back across the face of the goal. It's going to be protected, though, and Donnarumma able to clean it up. Is it a group game? Yep, so it is part of Group H. So all of these teams will be playing their Champions Cup group stages, and then after that, it is going to be pretty much into the round of 16, I believe it is. Nicely done at the back for Juventus, but he almost ended up just putting the ball into touch. I believe that would have been Danilo. And also, how can you go to sleep so early? I always have a hard can't sleep with it, says Sebastian. Okay, well, it's an interesting. Is it like right on the, like, as in, like, as soon as you hear that clock strike, all of a sudden it's party time? Pretty much. I try and go to bed early. Like last night, I think I was in bed by 11. Didn't get to sleep by 11, though. I think I was up till about 12. So I'm running off about 6.5 hours of sleep, but not too bad overall. And I mean, I guess luckily it's not too bad for the weather-wise in New Zealand. So I know that with me getting up this early, it means I've got a productive day, hopefully ahead of me. Hopefully I'll get plenty done. Currently PSG in possession, about 35 yards out from the goal. Verratti passes across to Messi. Now Mendes has to run it forward. Cuadrado. I'll tell you what, some of these names aren't quite rolling off the tongue the way that I'd like them to. And before I go, there's sports you will do tomorrow. I believe tomorrow, it will be tomorrow morning for yourself at about 9 a.m. I am doing the Bunnings NPC between Tasman and Wellington, hopefully. So that is the next one we have got on the cards. But also some cricket, some rugby sevens this weekend. It's another one. And also we are generally, why can I not say that word now? Generally early to bed, early to rise over here, says Gareth. And indeed, it's the exact hour when gravity overpowers the blood flowing in the body and it's heading downstairs, says Sebastian. So, Sebastian, Champions League, who is your team out of curiosity? Do let me know. Oh, it's beautifully done, and Mbappe scores. It's going to be chipped over the top. And he gets it early, 5 minutes in, and it's already the goal to PSG. Mbappe and Neymar, they're worth a lot of money between them, it's fair to say. Oh, someone's just been smacked in the face. I think Verratti has just eaten an elbow to the mush. And on what channel said that one might be on the Kiwi Lad Sport as well. I haven't quite worked out which one we are going with for the Bunnings NPC as of yet. Beautifully chipped by Neymar, a lofted through ball, if you like FIFA terms. Scoops it over. Mbappe puts it in the net. The man who I can never sign because I never have enough money. Nicely done. And Perrin, he got half a touch on it, but it wasn't enough. Mbappe pulling out the Polaroid there with the celebration. And the manager very happy. That first goal, that was a lot earlier than I anticipated. And also good to have the Champions League back. Don't really have a team as I'm an Arsenal fan, and they're playing in the Europa League, says Sebastian. So we know Europa League matches are taking place at a very similar time, aren't they? Are they? I'm going to have to Google it because is there less teams in the Europa or am I just wrong? Okay, so the Europa League starts in 2 days' time, and the first match is actually going to be Arsenal involved up against Zurich. Or Zurich. Hopefully I said that correctly. But the good news is all of the games of the Champions Cup are on Spark Sport, including the replays of the matches. So it does mean if I miss any of the Champions League games, sorry, I said Champions Cup, I'm still in rugby mode, but Champions League, if I miss any of the matches, then I can go back and watch them on Spark Sport as well. But the fact that PSG are already 1-0 up after only 7 minutes is something that is quite impressive indeed. Mendes doesn't receive it that time. Instead, Messi tries to put it on to Kylian Mbappe, who's gone down. He's got a sore ankle, he says. I've been kicked. Got a stinger. Those ones hurt, though. The ones where you get your foot stood on, I'm not sure whether he got his foot stood on or whether he just thought he did. An Arsenal fan, Sebastian, I love you, man, but Arsenal, Quinn, and Lancashire fan, how are we so different, says Gareth. And yeah, see you tomorrow, says Atini. We will see you later on. So who's your team, Gareth, when it comes to the Champions Cup or just Premier League in general? I'm still yet to really find my team in the Premier League. I've got a few teams that I enjoy watching, but I don't know whether or not I've got that loyalty. It seems similar to Premiership Rugby, which also starts up this weekend. I should mention. Currently, PSG, they mentioned before the game that they want to be able to dominate a lot more of the possession in this game than Juventus. Currently, they are doing just that, probably having about 85% now. Mendes has been tackled down the wing by Cuadrado, who's asking for a throw, and he hasn't received it, though. Neymar now back across to Verratti, and you just look around this PSG side, and it's world-class players left, right, and centre. Even at the back, Marquinhos, Mbappe over the top. He's missed the kick, though. Jeez, that man's dangerous, isn't it? Anytime the ball goes to him, it looks like he's about to finish it. No wonder they put him on the cover of all the FIFAs. And Surrey Sharks and Man U, says Gareth. So Surrey Sharks and... Oh, so Chelsea was the one that he got wrong there. But Man United currently not doing too badly after... That's the thing, a few of the regular high sides in the Premier League started a bit shaky, didn't they? Oh, that's a foul. And now he said his face hurts. That's going to annoy me. Kylian Mbappe just not quite able to get the foot onto it. It kept on drifting a little bit further forward. Well, Man United defeated Arsenal fair and square last weekend I mean, I admit they were the better team, says Sebastian. Quadrado passes back across. It's going to be at Bonucci's feet. They were talking about Messi going into this one. He has won a few Champions Cups in the past for Barcelona, never for PSG, and now it's going to be a nice ball through. It's going to be well handled at the back. Oh. Okay. It's going to be offside, unfortunately, for Juventus. Their first real chance. And I believe it was Malik who did get himself. Oh, no, it was Vlahovic. Went just a little bit early. Now at the back for PSG, Ramos with all the time in the world. That man, I mean, that's the thing. They already had a stacked enough lineup, and then they bring in Sergio Ramos. Marquinhos at the back as well. And though I grew up as a Magpie fan, kind of switched to man when they got relegated, says Gareth. You see, that's the thing. I feel like I want to find a team that I can like kind of follow all their games and work out where they are. But I feel like I want a midway team, you know, someone who might have a chance of one day being good, but also someone who won't have too much of a chance of going down as well. That looks like a foul, and it is on Neymar. That time it was Bremer who has been penalised. So yeah, I feel like I want, because I know a lot of people, as soon as they pick a team, they go, right, I'll go with Liverpool because they're right up the top. I'll go with one of the Manchesters because they're doing all right. And then probably Chelsea and Arsenal are the other two teams that everyone goes for when they pick a side. I'm trying to think of who else there is in the middle. I could go for Chris Wood's team, but the problem is, other than Chris Wood, not the greatest record. And your description matches Crystal Palace perfectly, says Sebastian. Who Crystal Palace got at the moment? They still got Zaha. I didn't mind watching Zaha over the last couple seasons. Who else? Michi Batshuayi, he's long time gone from Crystal Palace, isn't he? I feel like I'm thinking of the FIFA rosters, which is always very bad to do because they're very far behind. And also a lot of players have signed for different clubs since my FIFA has started, if that makes sense. I'm actually going to look up the Crystal Palace squad. Crystal Palace squad. I've still got Zaha. Who else? He's probably really the only... Oh, no, I know. AU. Jack Butland is the goalie. Decore, whose name I always say wrong. Olisi. Okay, so they've got, I guess, a team, some would say, with not a huge amount of well-known players, but also seem like they can get a job done if they need to. They've also got Nathaniel Klein. And there I do see another foul on Raviol there. On Neymar's injured. Again, what's happened here? Did he hurt himself? What's happened to Neymar? The commentators have just said it won't be the last time he'll go down in this game. You gotta start giving that man cards that might stop him from falling over every 5 seconds. Now Juventus at the back. Passes across. Looking to just try and hang on to this one. Quadrado at the back. And I'm kind of hurt. I'm not a knobhead. I couldn't support Chelsea, says Gareth. Back across again. Juventus hanging on to this ball just out from their own goal box. And now it's a lot of pressure there. Nice work from Neymar in the midfield to be able to clean up that ball. And PSG back in position now. 12 minutes into this contest. Or I believe actually we're up to 13 now. Yes, we are. Nice run forward, Neymar. It's off to Mbappe. Those two are linking up very well on the same page. Now Mbappe tries to back that pace. It's going to be cut down, but it is a penalty. I didn't mean to offend you, Gareth. I said Chelsea, but I was hoping I was wrong, says Sebastian. Now Mbappe's face hurts. Everyone must be just getting punched in the face today. Seems to be. Seems like everyone is in a very mood. Now, So Perrin, he's not happy. He wants a wall or something set, and no one's listening to him. So the positioning might be a little bit off. It's going to be rolled forward from Verratti. Now back across to Mendes. Neymar now. Cutting across to Marquinhos. Now Ramos. A little bit further forward than we normally see Sergio Ramos, but he's getting keen for a bit of attack. Now Neymar thinks about having the shot. Not going to quite be available for him. Now Messi does the chip to Mbappe. Everyone loves that little chip over the top to Kylian Mbappe, although it hasn't worked out this time. Juventus now on the fast break. Kostic just keeps the ball in play. He's going to be taken down, and it will be a foul near the halfway line that time. I believe it was, I want to say it was, who was that who made the foul? I'm looking through the PSG lineup. Was it Hakimi or Hakimi? Maybe. He had a longer name on his back, though. Now, back across for Juventus. Trying to hang on to this ball as long as possible, because it's every time that PSG have had the ball, they've almost gone for the counter-attack pretty much instantly. I guess I should also mention the other games that are taking place. We have seen a goal in the RB Leipzig game for them playing Shakhtar Donetsk. So that is the other game that has had a goal scored in it so far. All of the home teams have scored and none of the away sides have scored, interestingly enough, which means in this game, maybe Juventus have a decent chance of staying on 0 throughout this game, although this break would be saying something otherwise. Nice pass on the inside. Not quite able to hang on to it. Doesn't stick to the feet. And now Donnarumma goes to give it the boot. And Leipzig. I feel like the Kiwi accent doesn't work for some of these names, does it? Leipzig. I will try my best to get those ones right, because there are a few tricky names in there, I have noticed. Although, to be fair, some of them aren't too bad in this side. Real Madrid taking on Celtic. That's a nice one. And also Sevilla taking on Man City as another match that is taking place. Cuadrado currently on the edge of the box. And passes it to absolutely no one. Goes about, I would say, maybe 40 metres back. Don't know who he saw back there, but he wasn't actually there. Now, nice ball up the middle. Dangerous for Juventus. Malik now slowly going forward. Juventus seems like it's more of a methodical build-up than we're seeing from PSG. Just trying to find that pass. And also, you know what? I've always been a Man U supporter, but just because you kind of got to support a big team as an on-Brit, but my heart's with Newcastle, my dad's team, says Gareth. And they say, how are Newcastle ranked at the moment? I'm going to have a look at the Premier League table. Oopsies. How to pronounce the Crystal Palace squad? I should actually watch that video if I'm going to be following Crystal Palace. Premier League. Who we got at the moment on the table? Newcastle, I would think, about mid-table. They are sitting 11th at the moment. Crystal Palace 15th. West Ham, Leicester City. What's happened to Leicester City? They have lost 5 games, drawn 1. Have they still got the same players that they used to have, or has something gone wrong there? I like the fact that there aren't actually any teams who have won all 5 games, though. We've seen 4 wins or 5 wins for Arsenal and 1 loss, 4 wins for Man United and 2 losses. And then other than that, we've almost seen a side with all draws, which is Newcastle. They've just had the 1 loss and the 1 win as well. And how a Scotsman from Dundee supported Newcastle, who the hell knows? Says Gareth, it's a bit of a mix, isn't it? I guess. Now, Cuadrado, nice ball. Oh, it was almost in. Donnarumma, the flick pass, it doesn't go. Now it's a volley. No, it's missed. It's gone out to the right-hand side, and Donnarumma fired up. He's asking where his defence were. He's probably got a decent argument there. The ball's gone in. It wasn't taken in the end by, I believe that's actually Neymar. No, it wasn't. It was number 4 getting back to help them out. So that would have been on the other side. Sergio Ramos. I didn't recognize him with the headband on. No wonder nothing is working as far as Juventus game plan is concerned. Having Brazilians and Argentinians in the same team is acceptable when you chuck in a Colombian And there as well, it's over, says Sebastian today. Says, Brandon, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. This nice early morning football matchup here in New Zealand. 7:20 a.m. Not actually too bad of a time. It could be worse. It could be a 5 a.m. game. Or if 3 a.m.'s not too bad. 3 a.m.'s close enough that you can do the 3 a.m. and then go to bed. But it's around 5 or 6 that is really hard to tell whether or not you sleep beforehand or you sleep afterwards. Oh, Cuadrado has popped his knee out with that reaction. I don't think he is, though. Now, Paredes in the midfield trying to decide what the plan is for Juventus. They might have half a chance here. Back across. Rabiot going across. I remember him with long hair. Is that the right player that I'm thinking of? Juventus, that put a lot of pressure on, but he has been fouled. It was Neymar who ended up fouling him there. So the games that are taking place tomorrow, I should mention, because there are actually 2 days of Champions Cup action. The match is taking place tomorrow. Ajax versus the Rangers. Frankfurt versus Sporting Lisbon. Napoli versus Liverpool. That will be a good matchup with an inform Liverpool side. Kind of inform, I guess you could say. They're sitting in 7th at the moment, but they're starting to rebuild as we speak. Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich. Another good game. Barcelona versus Victoria Plzen. Atletico Madrid versus Porto. And Club Brugge versus Bayer Leverkusen. Before the Colombian causes... they still decided what language to speak. And Danilo, Bremer, Brazil. Paredes, Argentina. Cuadrado from Colombia. Says Sebastian. Where else are their players from? Where's Milik from at the front? And also Vlahovic. Like straight away, when I see that name, I think of somewhere like Croatia. Is that a mile off? Vlahovic at the front. Now PSG have position again. It's with Neymar. No, this time it's with Messi. And Polish, says Milik, or says Sebastian about Milik. And yeah, whereabouts is Vlahovic? It's annoying because I know there's a UFC fighter called Blachowicz. So I always say his name when I say Vlahovic, but I get it slightly wrong. And hello, Brandon. Says Sebastian there as well. Verratti. Passes across currently. PSG doing some very nice keep ball, but now it's looking a little bit more attacking. Kylian Mbappe back across. He scored again. He just taps them all in. He's just in the midfield all day, every day. He gets to celebrate again with his teammates. And Kylian Mbappe has made this now 2-0 to PSG. I really need to sign him. I need some money on my FIFA career mode because I'd love to be able to have him at the front. Like they're saying, 1 or 2 touch football, and every time a Serbian or an ex-Yugoslavian country anyway, says Sebastian there. But Kylian Mbappe has got another. He just lurks in the midfield. He finds that 1-2, bang on the volley off the left boot. And it was just tapped in. In fact, he stretched out and got it with the right. And also, so I could say he's a slow, but is that racist, says Gareth? Not too sure. I think Sebastian will be able to answer that one. More likely Donnarumma, though. He's liking it. He stuck his tongue out. And the manager is liking it even more. This PSG side are looking very dangerous for the Champions Cup. Right, 23 minutes in. And, Shakhtar Donetsk have scored an away goal. That is the first away side. In fact, no, Man City have also scored themselves a goal. And that was Haaland who was able to score the goal for them. Then in the game for Shakhtar Donetsk, it's nowhere near how you say that, by the way. It was Shived who was able to score that goal. So yeah, actually currently in this round or this kind of current games, there's a bit of push and shove going on. At the moment, I think Mbappe's holding his face, and also that man too good, Mbappe. This is Jan Lubrand. He has been doing very well. He's currently down with some sort of injury, but I believe he will be getting up very shortly once he has won the foul. And also, hey, Brandon, it's not racist at all. It's a linguistic family, also an ethnic family like Latins. And also, Haaland is a bit of a freak. Yeah, he's been scoring for fun, hasn't he? The fact that Man City, like, that's another team that already had plenty of talent. And then you see it, oh, Mbappe's still down. But the problem is, it's hard to know who's actually injured and who's not. Oh, speaking of injuries, Paul Pogba. That was very unlucky. Juventus signed him, and it's going to be like 21 matches until he's match fit because of an injury. I mean, it was a good challenge on Mbappe. He's still down. It's going to be a yellow card at the back for, I believe that is for Bremer. Yes, it is. And like your stream average says, young Luke Brand, thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. I guess how we feel when we say Latin versus Slav. And there it says Gareth. Oh, so Sergio Ramos also gets himself a yellow card. Does Neymar get one too? I don't know. Neymar's wanting to get a card. Is he saying that someone else should get it? There's about 4 PSG players right in the face of the referee. And I was like, can you read my messages, Brandon? Question for you, Hamish. What game are you doing about the Rugby World Cup Sevens? We're going to be trying to do a majority of the ones that we can. We have got, I know the thing is, it's such a shame. Samoa played Kenya. And it's a big shame because one of those two sides straight away is going to be knocked out of the World Cup. And they get to just play off for, I believe, maximum 8th or something along those lines. Okay, if Neymar doesn't go back soon, I'm going to give him a yellow card myself. Verratti. He's also not happy. Oh, Mbappe's back up. That broken ankle has healed itself. Very good news. 26 minutes through this contest currently. I believe we will have a little bit of extra stoppage time from that one. I have something to say, but don't want to get banned, says Gareth. All right, the referee has put down the spray, and now it will be a free kick for PSG. They're already 2-0 up, and this is probably just out of the range, you'd have to say, of some of the free kick specialists in the side, but they might still have a crack. Neymar sitting about 34 meters out, we'll say. Passes across to Messi. Back to Neymar. Now goes for the ball over the top. Ramos tries to keep it in, but he kicks it into himself. And that will now be the end of that move. Goal kick. And there's a lot of history between European countries. You have to understand that no one likes each other up here, says Sebastian. Oh, Sebastian, I remembered last night at about probably 11:30. I was like, hang on. I remember now we were going to do some filming for the weekend. And I had completely forgotten. So I do apologize for that. But hopefully we can get some filming done. I think the next one might be, one moment, I'm going to have a look through, because we may be better off doing the T20 matches between England and India, if that is something you are interested in, or maybe waiting a little bit longer and doing the Cricket World Cup matches for the T20 World Cup. Because, yeah, that's only one day, 14 hours away. When does that start then? That starts on Thursday. Okay, so that's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. PSG. Hang on to this one. Are we going to see Sebastian on screen? I think we are for that one. For the old cricket recording. We're probably going to have each of us in the top corners. If you remember the old school gaming channel, Gareth, with me and George doing GTA updates. Probably be one in one corner, one in the other. Now, lost possession here, Juventus. Oh, that's a big shot from Neymar. It's the high five once again, and now free kick for Juventus. Taking the short kickoff. Oh, that one, and also a free at 9:30 p.m. on Friday. We can live preview for Rugby Sevens World Cup or Thursday, says Brandon there. So I know that 9:30 tomorrow, I'm probably going to be just before getting ready for England versus South Africa, and time to terrify you with me ugly mug, says Sebastian. And so I think I'm more curious to know what the accent sounds like, because I remember early on you mentioned it slightly sounds English with a bit of European flair in there. So I'm kind of interested to see who you sound like. And yeah, I'm keen to show us your mug, Seb. Says Gareth. Or says Gareth in there as well. But yeah, out of those series, Sebastian, do you think T20 versus India, or do you think a little bit further and do actually, Pakistan's in 13 days. That's probably the one that I was thinking of, sorry. So yeah, you could actually do, how many? They play 7 T20s up against Pakistan, Sebastian. Did you know that? 7. Oh, and then they've got England. Oh, sorry, they are England. They have got Australia in a 3-match series. So yeah, we could look at any of those games as a possibility, any of the 7 or all of the 7s. And also we have, I reckon, T20 are more sensible playing test matches, and saving is fine, but maybe we should just opt for the shorter format, said Sebastian. Yeah, it may be a bit easier to be able to, I guess, organise, because if we only got through a day of the test and then we did want to get it all done, we'd probably have to speed run it type thing. Oh, now Juventus make their way forward. And yeah, 7-game T20 series. Yeah, 7's plenty. 5's normally plenty, but 7 in a row. If they missed a series somewhere, they're literally playing every day almost. Like Wednesday, 21st of September, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday. Pretty hectic. And Boo Test Sebs, I want to hear your insight, says Gareth. Do you have Xbox, Gareth? Imagine having you guys on opposite teams for test match cricket. I feel like that would get very heated. Quadrado about to feed this ball, and currently we are sitting 31 minutes through this contest. And that name doesn't want to roll off the tongue. Quadrado. Normally it would, because it's got the tongue roll. It's a nice whipping ball. It has been won, and it's gone over the top. So no worries there for Donnarumma. I'm quickly going to have a look and see who else has been able to score the goals. So, currently in the other matches, got a PS4. You're one of those. No, it's all right. I don't see the rivalry between PS4 and Xbox One. Like, I feel like if I could, I would own both of them. But some people are like dead set on, nah, I can never touch a PS4 if I'm an Xbox player. I see Xbox now as a little bit of a challenger in the Game Pass department. I see PS4 have now taken up a similar approach. It's well controlled. Oh, that was a big foul. Or not. Oh, that was. And thing is, it really takes time. I reckon about 3 hours for an innings, whereas the T20 is about 2 hours the whole match, says Sebastian. So yeah, it will be a lot easier to edit down if we needed to. And everything along those lines. So 1-0 for Man City. 0-0 at the moment between Celtic and Real Madrid. 2-0 for PSG up against Juventus. Red Bull Salzburg is winning up against AC Milan. Shakhtar Donetsk is winning up against I've forgotten how to say it. Leipzig. And then also 0-0 and a Maccabi Haifa and Benfica. Nice attacking ball from PSG. They're only just away from scoring again, I have a short feeling. Although that's going to be nicely done by Juventus. Oh, was it a push in the back? Referee says no. Having to pass it around the back at the moment, just trying to hang on to the position. Verratti has dropped back into the own half of PSG, taken off with a run down the wing, doesn't decide to use them, instead goes back to Verratti, back across to Lionel Messi. And also we have got, what about Friday on your YouTube for live preview, says Brandon. So Friday, if you go in 9:30 again, it will be the same with the test match being at 10. So that might end up overlapping. And also 9:30 on the Friday night, I want to say we might have NRL. Maybe we might be doing a little bit of the NRL. I'm very disappointed in myself. I've only done about 2 NRL games, or maybe 3 this season, which I feel like I really needed to get more in there. Luckily, I didn't do many Warriors games because that would have been just sad to watch. quite a few of their games. Definitely that last game up against the Titans, they kind of blew that one, didn't they? Messi offloads. That's gone way over the top for the finish shot there. And now Vitinha, that's the name. Vitinha. Okay, I'll try and get that pronunciation correct. Yeah, Panthers versus Eels on Friday night. That's at 9:50 now that I see that. And then there's also Saturday, 2 games taking place. I have to try and do that Sharks-Cowboys game because I promised that it was going to be 1 game for Robert at least of the Broncos. Sadly, I didn't get a Broncos game in, so he said that he would accept Sharks versus Cowboys. NRL always overlaps with union games. It's going to be tough anyway, says Sebastian. And yeah, now that I see that the Sevens World Cup and Premiership are going to be overlapping a little bit for this first week, it's also going to be slightly unfortunate. It annoys me. I don't know whether it annoys you, Sebastian. Why do they put all of the Premiership games on at the exact same time? One moment, I'm going to go through, or not quite all of them, but a majority of the matches all, they have 4 taking place at the exact same time. Like on Sunday, Leicester versus Exeter, London Irish versus Worcester, and also Newcastle Harlequins all takes place at the exact same kickoff time. But they only show one of the games on Sky, sadly. So it does mean if we were to do one of those games, it would be Exeter versus Leicester, which wouldn't be a bad game. That would actually be not too shabby, I would assume. Nice attacking ball here. Neymar flicks it off to Messi. Same wavelength here for the 2 South American players. Now Verratti. I feel like at the moment for PSG, it's just a case of no one wants to shoot. Now Neymar, good acceleration. Oh, he's fallen straight into. And the referee says no. It's not going to be the penalty. Neymar's injured again. Oh, no. He just got a tap on the back from Pierin and now has said that pat on his back has broken it. And now he's very sad, Neymar. I mean, if that man isn't made of glass, I wouldn't know if there's ever been a player. Yeah, no contact there. No contact. Falls into the goalie. If anything, it's a penalty against Neymar. And also, see Xbox One can't play online against PS4. Sorry, I am really not clued about this stuff. Haven't even finished Far Cry 4 or Skyrim on my Xbox 360. So I don't believe some games do have cross-platform, but others don't, sadly. And also so that everyone can tune in and watch the one true wonder of English rugby. Come on, New Quins. Dude, the Prem clubs are in serious. Every one of them is in debt. Scary, says Gareth. Which is a big shame because I really enjoyed watching the Premiership last year. There's some good players who are getting themselves into those lineups. The URC only a couple weeks away from starting up as well. I just hope we can follow more Premiership rugby this year as well, because I'm slightly doing a bit more work outside of YouTube, which feels a bit weird because normally I sleep during the day and then I stream during the night and day pretty much. But now I'm kind of streaming during the day, trying to do some of the weekend night games and also the midweek night games when I'm not working the next day. So it's kind of a little bit more juggling, but we're still doing not too badly at the moment. We're still standing, which is important, I guess you could say. And also, what did I tell you about having Brazilians and Argentines on the same team? Yeah, Messi and Neymar, but Mbappe is scoring them all, says Sebastian. And also didn't want to play GTA at Toxic, says Brandon. Yeah, the online community can be quite intense, I guess you could say. And that's probably saying lightly. What they are like currently, ball possession 58% in favour of PSG. And I know Gareth, but I try not to think of the worst case scenario, says Sebastian. And there as well. I've noticed there's no top 14 being shown in New Zealand for the first few weeks anyway, which is a bit of a shame. Another competition I wish I was able to watch each and every game of. Although, to be fair, I have a VPN, so maybe if I sign up for... Which one, Sebastian, you'll be smart when it comes to this. Which network, if there is a network, has Gallagher Premiership, top 14, and then maybe, well, I don't really need too much other than that. URC would be a bonus, but I don't think it would need to be required, but top 14 and Premiership Rugby live and on demand. We need on demand as well. That is an important one. Hello, number 2 on December 4th. Okay, Kylian Mbappe might actually have an ankle injury. Okay. He's not too happy with the ankle there, Kylian Mbappe. Wait, sorry. What work are you doing out of YouTube, Hamish? Are your fans into construction? Says Gareth. So, yeah, I have been doing a little bit of building, which is something a little bit, I guess, different to sitting here. So at least, but we got a little bit done yesterday. I got to hold the hammer, which is good news. Put up some of the thingies. I still don't know all the names for the actual parts that I'm putting up, but pretty much it's a garage sleep out we're working on currently. So I screwed in all the bolts with the thing. I'll learn the terms eventually, but for now it's just I'll do that for you. It's pretty much I'm trying to be a time saver for Dad because he has got plenty of work going on at the moment, but it's quite cool in a way because not only am I working, but I can kind of do it in the flexible hours, I guess you could say. I also get to hang out with my dad all day, which is also a huge bonus because why wouldn't it be a bonus? You know, I just get to chill out with him, either talk sports or just building, learn new stuff. Really ideal. And also, speaking of top 14, I watched Bordeaux and Toulouse on Sunday night. One of the best games I've seen. See, that's the thing. I couldn't believe that wasn't on Sky. And I was so sad when I saw that it wasn't because, yeah, there's been some good games of the top 14 already. Like, even La Rochelle Montpellier was relatively close. In fact, now looking at it, the only game that wasn't split by less than 7 points was actually Toulon versus Bayern. Other than that, every other game was split by a lot more. Top 14 is on Canal Plus in France and Premier Sports in England. Says Sebastian, do Premier Sports in England have Premiership? Do let me know. And also, do they have the Premier League? Although I don't really need the Premier League, do I? Because I've got that on Sky. Or actually, no. Do they have the Premier League? Sorry, I'm arguing with myself. The stage currently PSG still holding a majority of the possession. It's Neymar going to Messi now. Passes off to Kylian Mbappe, who's going to run a hard around the outside. Got plenty of pace, but it's going to be cut off. And it will be the corner to PSG. Minucci doing nicely at the back. Yeah, it's good to see all Premier Sports have URC. I know that much. Ooh. I might have to look into Premier Sports because over here, it's a bit unfortunate because the URC, they only really show the games involving South African sides and the big, like, Irish derbies. For some reason, they don't bother with the other games, which is really annoying because they think that people only want to see the big games. Some people want to see those smaller games as well. You know, if I want to watch Connacht versus Scarlets, I want to be able to find a way of watching it. I'm going to look up Premier Sports home. So these guys are on demand as well, Sebastian, I would assume. So they have rugby, United Rugby Championship top 14. They have the NHL. Ooh, football, La Liga, UEFA Nations League. What is the UEFA Nations League compared to the one that we're watching now? And hey, we look like we might have a Fury versus Usyk fight. I did see Tyson Fury was at the Clash of the Castle, wasn't he? If I'm not wrong. He was at Clash of the Castle in Wales after Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns had their challenge. And then he just started singing American Pie, which I had no idea where the combination of the two was. But I guess if you want to sing American Pie and you're Tyson Fury, you probably can. Who's going to tell you can't? And more URC, I'm down with that. Says Gareth and Nations League is national team European, says Sebastian. And there's, what motorsport? They got NASCAR. Okay, fair enough. What other one were we looking at that I saw that I got all excited about? Oh, they got a few. And also Broken Dreams entrance. Yes, that like at the time of that happening, I decided that I would start going on the treadmill like each night or so, because me and George are doing Healthy September. So he was going to be looking to eat slightly healthier, and I said, I'll do it with you, mate, so that it's a little bit, I guess, easier to stay on the right track. So I've been eating healthy. I went on the treadmill, and I was on the treadmill, and then I heard that start playing, and you would have seen how quick my legs were moving. I was fired up big time after that one. But yeah, shame about the result of it, I guess you could say. Do you support Dyson because he's English heritage or his Romani heritage, says Gareth. And just want to get demo on the gaming Discord, says Brandon. And there's, oh, how much is a subscription for Premier Sports? I'm going to have a look. Okay, that's where they get you. It's from such and such a month. So you get Prime Video, La Liga TV. Okay. What's netgem.tv? And both Gareth, says Sebastian. Yeah, netgem.tv. What does that involve? Ladies and gentlemen, has anyone heard of NetGem? Messi, Caracos, Mbappe. Anytime that I haven't been talking about the football, by the way, it has been in the position of PSG. They have been hanging on to the ball for so long in this first half. And it just doesn't seem like Juventus have quite got it in them to get back into the contest, unfortunately. But also in the other games, we did see Milan get the equaliser about 5 minutes ago, I should mention. And then also alongside that, Real Madrid and Celtic are still 0-0. And also, you bloody pinky, bloody peaky blinder. Oh, Neymar's down. It's waving. It is a yellow card this time. I assume Neymar will get back up now. But yeah, halftime in halftime in every game but this one. So it does, oh no, and Benfica are still going a little bit longer. Neymar, he took marginal contact. He managed to get the ball initially and then just clipped Neymar. And also, I wish I was as cool as a blinder, as cool as, says Sebastian. I have a question, ladies and gentlemen. Do people in France get as annoyed with Neymar as the commentators are at the moment? Like, in terms of with the whole, like, I'm hurt every time. Do people get annoyed? I assume PSG fans probably wouldn't. I would think, and since it's a home game, he's probably not going to get too brutally abused by the crowd. But when it's an away game and whatnot, does it cause a lot of tension out there on the park? I would think it would. So NetGem. Okay, you get we post you the box. Plug in and okay, so NetGem, you get a box. That's the difference, apparently. That's going to be first half down. 2-0 for Paris Saint-Germain. I'm currently looking through Premier Sports, seeing what I can find out. So they've got the top 14 and the URC. So you can get it for 9, is that pound or euro? I think it's pound. Pound to NZ dollar. Whoopsies. Ooh, that's a bit up there. So you can get it for $19 a month in New Zealand, or the one that's annual, rather than having to pay all the time. You can spend 99 or 188 New Zealand dollars in one go and get it for the full year. I see. Interesting. I enjoy learning. That's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. PSG sitting 2-0 up as we currently sit. So not too many changes from what we've seen about 5 to 10 minutes ago. I'm surprised at Celtic Real Madrid, although I did have a suspicion that that game could be drawn. I had 2 games that I was like, there's a chance that they could be drawn. That game was one. The other was actually this one, but we won't talk about that one anymore because, yeah, it didn't work out very well. But currently, I guess the big question is Kylian Mbappe going to get himself a hat-trick in this game? He's already got the 2. Maybe the 3rd will be just around the corner. A few close games at the moment, I should say. Right, we're going to go like that. And like that, currently the ball position, 56% in favour of Paris. And Verratti has had 98% of his passing. He's made 57 passes, and they've all been pretty accurate. Can be extremely handy for a side. We're going to go like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. There we go. Nicely done. I am hungry, so make something, says Brandon. Okay, so what are you going to have for breakfast, Brandon? Do let me know. I actually had Wheat Bix. As you guys know, I'm trying to manage to beat some of these All Blacks in terms of how many Wheat Bix they have. Justin Marshall eats 6. I'm currently on 5. Not doing too bad overall, but decent way to start the day. Hamish, are you going to cover the fight? If it happens, Dirty Slavs needs to get a beating. Says Gareth, I think if that fight does take place, we will very, very, very much so consider being able to do it. I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to do the UFC last weekend, although I don't know the results, so no spoilers. And there's I should mention, but it is going to be hopefully. I mean, I'd love to do Diaz versus Shemaev. I feel like that's a massive one, but the Sevens World Cup is going to be an annoyance with the timings that it has got. Although, to be fair, South Africa's a little bit better with their time zone than if it was maybe somewhere else. Because like the men's side of things, it goes from about 6:45 p.m. and then the last match of the day happens at 5:30, I'll say, is the end of the day. So it's kind of 6:30 to 5:30, which means I've got about 4 hours where I'd normally be awake anyway, and then the other hours I'd normally be awake a majority of the time. So they won't be too bad. I believe the women's sevens all slots into that same time zone as well. But yeah, mate, I was rolling on the rug out of excitement when I heard the Broken Dreams theme song, Greatest Ever, says Sebastian. Yeah, I got goosebumps after that one, and I feel like a lot of people would have at the game, or not at the game, at the event as well. Oh, the quarterfinals actually go through to later on the Sunday morning. They didn't tell me about that. Okay, so there's a little bit of a change of the times. Oh, and Wheat Bix, says Brandon. Time zone doesn't mean anything, don't worry, says Gareth. And there, so yeah, it should be all right. As long as I get all of those matches that I want to get done of the sevens done, I'll be very happy. I have a Weetabix for breakfast, Brandon, says Sebastian. And there as well, we have like 7 boxes of Weetabix because we were trying to get a golden Richie McCaw of these. Just didn't happen, unfortunately. Me and George, we actually filmed a video out in the shed. Well, not out in the shed, but out in the little lock-up area where the studio for the Kiwi Lads is currently. We actually filmed a video in there which involved pretty much trying to find a Richie McCaw, and we couldn't find one, which was really sad because it seemed like it would have been a doable occurrence. Apparently looking at some odds for these matches as well, ladies and gentlemen, just to see the difference between all of the games. For Juventus to win this game, they are paying $151. It's pretty unlikely. For Man City and Sevilla to draw, it's $10. That's an interesting one because Man City, they're up by 1, but only the 1 goal, and you can cover McCaw, and he would still shine like gold next to Sam Cane, says Sebastian. Although Sam Cane, better game last weekend. I think that's the first time in a long time I haven't seen anyone say something bad about Sam Cane while he's out there on the field. But yeah, McCaw certainly wouldn't be a bad bet to have for the old Kiwis at this point. That's the thing. Even in his like current time, I think he'd still have a very, or like as he currently sits, I think he'd still go all right at international level if he was given the opportunity, which I don't think he will be given the opportunity, though. All right, we are going to go like this, and we will go like this. I'm still looking up Premier Sports because I'm hooked on the idea of being able to watch the top 14. Although strategically, if I waited till a little bit later on in the season, I would have to pay for less months for the same amount of coverage. Cold winter's morning, 2 blocks in milk, microwave, loads of sugar on top. Reminds me of the Sunday or Saturday mornings before high school rugby, and not cold here, cool. And I never fancy the sweet breakfast. I need savoury in the morning, also consistent, says Sebastian. Yeah, that's the thing. I used to have, I believe at one stage I was on the Cocoa Pops. But then, like, as a older person, I'm not old, but like I hardly call myself an adult. I'm a slightly older than a teenager person. And as a slightly older than a teenager person, I used to think that Cocoa Pops were decent. And then you look at them now and you're like, oh boy, it's like Lucky Charms, the ones with marshmallows in it in America. And you go, how's that legal? But like, they've currently got a new Cocoa Pops one, which has white chocolate and raspberry flavoring as well. And it's like, wow, that should get the teeth going. And I also love it. I love at when lit, says Brandon, and also a young adult. Yeah, a young adult. And that's probably the best way of describing myself because, yeah, I'm not an adult yet. I think I'm way too immature to be classed as an adult. And Lucky Charms are diabetes in a box, says Sebastian. But yeah, like there's a lot of like things that you think as a kid, oh yeah, it'll be all right. They're not too bad for you. And then you look at like the boxes now. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm doing this thingy with George of like the healthier eating. But like now I look at boxes and I'm like, although I did learn recently, shoestring fries, 4.5 star on the health rating, which is quite handy. I do enjoy me some shoestring fries just because like there's something so satisfying about cooking them right. And if anyone does have shoestring fries and you're always like cooking them in the oven, it doesn't work for you because it's just sometimes, you know, they don't want to crispen nicely. But I've learned a tactic that involves the air fryer. Normally chips would take about 35 minutes on 240 degrees. I put them in for 30 minutes on 240 degrees and they're not quite, but they're McDonald's-ish fries without all the oil. Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. We do health tips on the channel as well. Not very good ones. Also, get out in the sun, which is what I need to do today. Oh, geez. I swear it was going to be sunny today. I just looked out, and it's about as grey and terrible looking as it can look. Like, I swear when I got up this morning, just before the stream, the sun was about to peek its way out. I thought if I looked out there, I was going to see some blue sky, or at least the start of some blue sky. It looks utterly shocking out there. Air fried chips are there or up there with oven fries. No, mate, use oil, use beef tallow. Shame, 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 says Gareth. Although the chips that we have, Makiki fries, they actually come coated in beef tallow. So, you know, maybe not too bad there overall. If you play Gareth, I would have gone for the Wheat Bix as well. Also, I bet the brandy shot used to take the edge off. We got 2 options of boarding school on a Saturday morning. Boiled eggs. Stuff was so hard. Or Wheat Bix, our coach did give us a shot of brandy before kickoff and halftime. Your coach seems very casual, Gareth. How old? This was high school or boarding school? How old were you when you were taking shots before playing? Did it make you play any better, or did it? I would have thought it would just make you more thirsty while you were out there. I also don't know how if McDonald's cooking chips, says Brandon. So pretty much the way that they do them is they put them in and then they shick them down in the air, or not in the air fryer, in the deep fryer. and then give them that nice golden brown. The only problem with the way they do it, though, and it's the same with all shoestring fries, because they're so thin, they just lose their heat so quickly. So you've either got to eat them when you get to McDonald's. When you're in there, you're like, you can't get them home. I've just seen this comment. I don't think I can read that out. But I've seen it. But yeah, like McDonald's chips, that's why the nugget challenge that we're still going to do, by the way, me, George, Daniel, and Isaac, once we're all down in the same city or the same town. The big thing is with like thin chips, you can't get them down here without them going bad. Well, not bad, just not as good. Same with the chicken nuggets. We'll probably have to either eat them up there at a park, maybe. That could be a decent idea. I think the Seagulls would love the idea of us all having nuggets there. That's the thing. If you were going to steal, like that would be the time to do it. Because at the end of the day, you could get yourself the value of $140 worth of chicken nuggets. Although you would have to get 4 guys away from their nuggets, which I feel like one of them in particular, George, would be very tricky to take away from his nuggets once he gets them about. Currently, Juventus and PSG both have players warming up out there on the park. I believe we only have a few more minutes of halftime, ladies and gentlemen, until we're back in to the Champions League. But I do see at the moment there is actually English League One going on. There is a match taking place between the Forest Green Rovers and Accrington Stanley. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also we have got there a whole heap of little emojis and then also a lizard and a swan. Are you saying that they use lizards and swans to cook their chips, Brandon? You could be onto something there. I know that they have, because are their chips vegan? They're not, are they? Because they've got like the beef fat, I think is what they cook them in, plus the oil or something like that. I don't really know how it all works in the old McDonald's. And now both sides are back out on the park. I realize that a lot of these live streams on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, we talk a lot about food. So hopefully anyone, like that's the thing, Gareth, you'll be sitting at 10 p.m. Did you have a big tea? And if not, I apologize because you'll probably be thinking about having like a late snack. And Accrington is in Lancashire. It's Bumble's hometown in there. Good old Bumble, eh? What's he been up to lately? Has he been... That's the thing. While I'm doing the cricket commentary, I haven't really heard who's actually on the commentary. But is Bumble on the commentary team? So I saw him in the crowd for one of the games recently. Oh, no, that was David Gower was in the crowd for one of the games recently. But yeah, is Bumble on the commentary? That man's very tall. He used to be a keeper 100%. He had to be. He's like 6'8". Oh, no, probably 6'4" looking at it. Was Donnarumma somewhere around that same height as well. Okay, you can hear the distant claps. The sound of people doing handshakes. You're just everywhere around there. And no chips by chicken. This you? Oh, so I'm the chicken. No, I'd agree with that. I eat enough chicken that I probably will become a chicken at some point in my life. Okay, McKinney going to be going onto the field now, and that is for the number 20. Oh, Neymar, your pants are down, bud. Is he doing it on purpose, or does he just not realize he hasn't pulled up the pants at the back? And also there's a Lancashire versus Yorkshire first-class game going on at the moment. Bumble was in the commentary box on day one. See, Sebastian, that would have been quite a treat. That would have been on YouTube as well, wouldn't it? Does Neymar normally wear his pants as low as he's got them for this game? I'm trying to work out what the crowd are chanting. To me, because I don't know the chant, it just sounds like but I assume it's not I assume there is some sort of word being said. Maybe something in French could be being said. Paris? No, it's not Paris because that wouldn't work. Germain's too long. Germain. Maybe. Oh, it could be Germain. Possibly. I'm in a weird mood this morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you will learn, that's a free kick in favour of Juventus. They need to start the second half a lot better than they started the first. And also, yeah, on Lanx TV, says Sebastian. And also, we have got there, Brandon's got about 7 laughing faces and want to do poo, Hamish. No, I'm pretty good, mate. But thanks for asking. I appreciate the concern for my bowels. You know, not too many people ask people about their bowels nowadays. I feel like there's something we need to talk about. As an adult, is it 5 or 10 years you should be getting a colonoscopy? It's going down a weird track, but that is actually a known fact. Fun fact. A little bit of swing there for Juventus. Tried to volley it, but it went straight to Donnarumma in the middle of the goal. Back across, and also that's a niche invitation if I've ever seen one. Says Sebastian. Oh, it's gone down. It's another penalty. Oh, kick the ball away a little bit as well. Yeah, Juventus. I wonder whether or not there was an injury involved in making that early change, or whether maybe there was something else behind it. Tactical, perhaps. Now, PSG once again in position here. Looking through at the other games, I believe all of them would have gotten underway. There's another foul to PSG that time. It was Messi who has been taken down. So the scores as we sit in all of the matches. 1-0 for Man City. 0-0 between Celtic and Real Madrid. 2-0 for PSG. 1-1 between Milan and Salzburg. Then also it is 1-0 for Shakhtar, and then Benfica and Maccabi both sitting on a draw as well. But looking through at the tables, it's an interesting one because some of these tables could be quite heavily contested depending on how they do end up going. Borussia Dortmund and Man City and Sevilla all in the same group. So because of that, it does mean whoever wins their important early games could be the side that make their way through. Juventus and PSG, I think, are still going to be the two sides who do make their way through. Now it's going to be through to Neymar. No, not able to get it through. Perrin, he didn't quite strike it the way he would have liked to. Sorry, guys, my Wi-Fi is acting up. Says Gareth, no worries, mate. Tis all good. And hopefully it does come right for you before the Sevens World Cup if you are watching that. It'll be pretty awesome to see how it does end up going. But Real Madrid and Celtic, and then also Red Bull, Leipzig and Shakhtar. So it's going to be interesting to see who goes through for that group. Chelsea currently at the bottom of their group as they did lose their game. And then Tottenham still to play, Marseille, Frankfurt, Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Milan all in the same group. And also we have got there, Brandon, we really don't think about or care about Hamish's toilet business, says Gareth. That is very true. You know, is it something we should be talking about more often? Probably not. No, not on the streams anyway. Now, Paredes passes across. Juventus need a goal here. If they score 3 goals unanswered in the second half, some people will be making $151 per dollar. Although it would be pretty brave to put a bet on when you saw how this first half went. Going to be advantage to Juventus. Bonucci asking for the penalty. I don't think they actually got it in the end. Back across. Down the wing. Nope. Little mistake. I realize with football sometimes I end up just watching rather than talking about what's happening in the game, which probably isn't the best for the commentary side of things. Pass accuracy at the moment, 94% for PSG, and Juventus have 93%, but they are still having a lot less passes. In fact, less than 100 on the opposition here. Now back across. Danilo. Good opportunity for him. I think I have him in our FIFA career mode. Fun fact, me and Dad. Now passing back across. Juventus, edge of the box. Cuadrado tries to go, and it has actually made its way across. Now looping around. It's the cross. No, it's going to be well defended in the end. And now it's a runaway for Messi. Stays on his feet. He's got Kylian Mbappe with him if he decides to use him, and he does. Mbappe's through. He's got Neymar with him. I don't think he's going to... Oh, he's just blown it. Neymar asks, why didn't you pass it to me? Mbappe's going, because I'm on the cover of FIFA. Once you get on it, then you'll get the passes. They've gone quickly. Juventus here. Straight up the middle. And an attacking chance. A little bit of a rough pass made there. But now it's working out a little bit better. Verratti putting on the pressure, cutting down the angle that Cuadrado is able to pass. And Wayne, world-class football manager. Yeah. I told you guys about how that was what we named our fella, didn't I? You should have heard some of the names George was coming up with for what we could name our career mode for Leeds. Like our manager in that one. A lot of them wouldn't have gone through on YouTube. I can certainly say that. I missed that career mode. George, he changed his mind about that one. We've been playing a little bit more of the Wii recently, but I'd love to go back to that FIFA career mode. Play a little bit more of it. Anyone who hasn't already seen it, it is on the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel. Be sure to check that one out. But I'm thinking about starting a player career mode at some point. But the problem is, to do a player career mode, I will need time to play it. And I don't know how much of that I'm going to have over the next kind of month or so with the busy season starting to kick in once again. Like, I already thought we were in the busy season, and then I realized the busy season was just around the corner. Good hustle on the ground from Verratti. And also, I believe at the back, it would have been Bremer. Back across. A little bit more position going Juventus' way here. Oh, that pass is too hard, or is it? No, great pace shown down the wing. A lot of players would have given up on it. That one's gone dead. And it is now going to be a corner for Juventus. Right. This second half is looking a lot better from Juventus so far. I would have to say that if I'm... the things ahead... which makes the next statement I was about to make redundant. I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if they can get themselves a goal at some stage, but they have. And it is going to be Moretti, who has scored at Juventus back in this contest. Geez, that'd do a bit to the TAB odds, I would think. Yeah, there you go. Juventus to win is still... It's $26 for them to win now. So anyone who did put it on them to get that 100 and whatnot, could be a chance, you know. You never know in a game of football. Some things are real weird. I think Benfica have actually recently scored a goal as well, as another one I should mention, as one of the other results. Could be coming just around the corner, and the Yanks scored incredible. And there was, oh, yeah, the young, I was about to say the young Yank, but the youngster from England, or from USA, I should say. And he's given a man a kiss on the head. It's nice of him. I don't know why, because they weren't really involved. But yeah, maybe the comeback just around the corner. And I was like, okay, hear me out. You're the Kiwi Lads, right? But truthfully, you're mostly on your own. Hearing Seb is going to join you is exciting. I think the popularity of 2 Cents Distracted podcast. And there says Gareth. And there's, oh, yeah, so we might have a Seb and me play cricket 22. Oh, I was hoping that would rhyme, and it just didn't. But yeah, who knows? Maybe in the future, Seb could join it. I know we were going to consider doing the hockey, but then all the NHL players were locked in, which was a bit of a shame, right? Running down the wing now. I'm going to try and keep a little bit more of an eye. Oh, it was close to the kick across. Yeah, I'm going to keep a little bit more of an eye on the clock to make sure that it doesn't say the goal before it happens. Because that was slightly unfortunate. That was a good ball, just not quite able to strike it. There on the end. Very slidey out there on the park. But now it is going to be the goal kick for Perrin. 55 minutes through. Still plenty of time for both of these sides to be able to get themselves either the match winner or maybe the equaliser. Oh, that's a shocking ball. I almost said a different word there. I worked out. And also, how can we work? how can we work to grow this channel? We didn't expect anything. Should we have a think tank, Hamish? Says Gareth. I mean, there are always ways to improve, of course. Juventus. No. It's all on the edge of the box and about 3 different shots to take place. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations of things you'd like to see, whether that is different sports or little things you'd like to see on the, wow, that's a shocking volley, different things you'd like to see on the live streams, do let me know. Tell you what, Donnarumma had to save that. It was almost 2-2. One moment. He just managed to get that one, Donnarumma, and Marquinhos at the back is not happy. Goal kick for PSG now inside of their own goal box, but each time the manager's not looking as happy. Well, they won that ball has gone into touch, and now Juventus have got themselves another throw. Keylor Navas sitting there on the bench. Thrown down the line now. Juventus, they have looked like a whole different side this second half. This hasn't looked like the same side that were getting dominated for possession in the first. They were giving away easy opportunities. Now, that doesn't mean that PSG aren't going to score, because they have looked dangerous in their own right every once in a while as well. But it's going to be nicely taken by Danilo. Passes through, doesn't quite link up, but has now beautifully good covering defense there from Verratti. Had to charge in, and now he's getting out muscle. That would be close to a foul, I would think. It's been given as a foul. Yes, it has. Oh, stolen. Wow, that was a big bit of contact there. And now the player's not too happy with that one, but I think it was just contact on contact there. Now Messi in the midfield. Clean tackle made, although it sits up for Neymar, who won't be afraid to duck down if he has to. It's going to be passed through, just kept in the field of play. PSG now once again with possession. Messi slings it across. It's a missed opportunity, although it's a mistake from the goal scorer, although it's back on the side of Juventus. This is looking very good at the moment for them. McKennie. Oh, good slide. And it's going to be the penalty. This game's heating up. This could be close. I hope it heats up here. It's currently 6 degrees and cloudy. The sun is nowhere to be seen. As you can see, it's not exactly streaming in at the moment. Passed across to Danilo. Now one more. Hello, Mum.
How's it going?
All right.
Oh, it's a bit cold in here.
Did you see New Zealand lost the cricket?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, long shot.
Long shot?
Long shot. Yeah. PSG 2-1. Not bad.
They should win.
PSG were about $1.07 favourites, I think.
Yeah.
So they should win comfortably. But they're making hard work of it.
They normally do.
Bye. Enjoy your work. Now Verratti. Juventus seem like they're putting a lot more pressure on the man with the ball here as well, which does seem to be causing a little bit of hesitancy. Kylian Mbappe, though, he's running through. He's done a bit of skill. It's going to be stolen, and the goalie able to clean it up. And hi, says Amelia. Welcome in. I hope you are doing very well. If you're excited for your early morning start. And yeah, first ODI clinched by the Aussies. Good effort from the Kiwis, seriously. Yeah, it seemed like the total that New Zealand got was always going to be very tricky to defend. And then Trent Bolt brilliantly. The Melbourne Stars will be very happy with their signing in him, because he was getting his line and length on the money. Got Finch again, which is something he has done many times. And the past morning, Amelia, says Sebastian as well. Only Juventus trying to get themselves the equaliser, like I mentioned at one point in time. They were huge underdogs, $151 now. They find themselves about $26 underdogs to be able to win this match. Mbappe, a little bit of pressure on him there. The defender tracking back. Coutinho. Goes across to Messi. Verratti. Now one more pass. Looking to set up either Neymar or Mbappe. We haven't really seen too many attacking plays from Messi so far throughout this match. He seems a little bit more like he doesn't mind sitting there in the midfield. Should we yawn? Running sideways. Goes across to Ramos. Tried to find the pass. Oh, Mbappe has not struck that the way that he would have liked to. I think he looked even confused at how badly that one went. And also we've got there, it's one of the rare days I have to go to school on a Wednesday because of the GAT test today. It goes for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Then I get to go back home because I don't have classes after. So good luck with your test, Amelia. Hopefully it does go well for you. And yeah, do let us know when you do get the results, how it did end up going. Whoa, that's some big contact. But it's going to be Juventus now who have got this ball going for the attack and play. They've got a man running down the right. Oh, they didn't find him though. In fact, it was the left. Got that round the wrong way. I was too busy looking at his bright yellow boots going, man, I want a pair of bright yellow. I always had green, which was a bit sad because I absolutely love yellow. Nice tackle made. Oh, it was a little foul. And what's a GAT test? I want to say that I know what it's abbreviated to, but I feel like I'll get one of the letters wrong. One moment. General Achievement Test. It's the 3 words that it has got. So pretty much it's mathematics, communication, science, technology, the arts, humanities, and social sciences. So it's pretty much everything smacked into one. The test is pretty much a shortcut. So it gives TAFES and apprenticeships an idea of my English and mathematics skills. Oh, nice block there. So on the side of PSG now, Quadraro doing nicely. He wanted the throw. He didn't receive it. Someone's down. And it ain't Neymar. It might actually be a real injury. Okay. So that was... Who's that? Number 32. Looks like he wanted a sub maybe. No, they have decided to keep him out there. 63 minutes gone throughout this matchup and still pretty close. Oh, I do part A, so it's only the literacy part. And considering literacy as my strong point, hoping I do well. Says Amelia, well, you do read a lot of books. So because of that, I feel like that will be very handy for you in the long run and also in the short term, I should say. And I have some chocolate and a shot of rum before the test. Helps with the sharpness of the mind. It's a through ball. Oh, he's missed. Mbappe is still yet to get his hat trick. And GAT and Tifis, it's all just abbreviated stuff, Gareth. Although GAT are all letters of your first name. And also, oh no, I was going to say all of the other ones are letters of your last name, but actually every letter in those 2 abbreviations, Gareth, are a part of your first and last name, like in terms of the combined. Fun fact. Other than the fact you've only got 1 F, that kind of ruins it. Would you ever spell Ferguson with 2 Fs, Gareth, so that it would fit in nicer? And I was like, Tav is more like the... Oh, hang on, it has only got 1 F. Hang on, we might be all right. It's more like... it's like a more hands-on version of university. Verratti gets the yellow card. Helps the man up there to get that slightly wrong. Clip the heel. Cynical foul, as they've said, but does save an attacking opportunity. Now 65 minutes through. I'm going to have a look and see what the other scores are. Hang on. How's that happened? I look away for 3 seconds. Real Madrid have scored twice. Man City have scored twice. Benfica have scored twice. Leipzig have made it 1-1. And then Shakhtar scored again. How were there so many goals in such little time? Like, I looked away for 5-10 minutes. And so someone like myself could get into TIFF next year based on my GAT results. Juventus now once again have a chance. Yeah, so Vinicius Jr. and Luka Modric, 2 goal scorers for Real Madrid. And then for Man City, I would say if they've scored 2, Haaland's got at least 1, surely. Yep, he got one of them and Phil Foden got the other. So, yeah, a couple games that have certainly changed in the last little while. Pass back across now. Messi. Running forward there is Verratti. Oh, he's gone down. It's unfortunate for him. He's asking for the foul. He hasn't received it. He should get back up because he's probably going to have to defend very soon because Juventus now with an attacking opportunity. It's hit Ramos. Was able to get in the way of it. And now it is another chance for PSG. It's going to be Messi. You can do multiple TAF courses. So like hospitality or engineering or horticulture or warehousing, says Amelia. So I guess it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of what our equivalent. It's probably like a Polytech course in New Zealand. A little bit, is it? Like kind of similar how you have a certain one that you go for, and engineering is the only worthy one. And there's Sebastian, nicely taken by PSG, bit of skill from Neymar. Keep it at the feet. Now back across to Mbappe. He has yet to run into the middle here. He still wants his hat-trick, though. Now he's starting to break. They were able to shut him down relatively quickly, though. Now Messi puts it on the left, curls it almost, not enough. That is one of the Messi specials right there. Cut to the right, go to the left, and bang it with the finesse. Try and put it in the net. So every single game has actually had at least 2 goals scored throughout these matches, which is actually kind of cool, isn't it? And all I suggest is to get trade. I'm a shift, being good to me, says Gareth in there as well. So I guess that's the thing. There's always going to be people who want to eat food and always going to be things that need to be built. That's my logic behind it. Yeah. And also, what's the point of studying hospitality? A country where you get called as soon as you land for the Ashes series. Says Sebastian, and also I'm aiming for hospitality because that's the course I'm completing in my school-based apprenticeship, says Amelia there. Now Ramos going across to Verratti. There are many good players in this PSG lineup. Messi now starting to run a little bit more in the second part of the match. Oh, he's tried to hurdle and he's just sat on the man's head. He says, I didn't do it. It was a hurdle. Cuadrado went to ground, tried to hurdle him, and just ends up smacking straight into the back of him. Oh, a little bit of a slip there from Piran. Wouldn't have been what they were after. Now PSG, they want to get themselves another goal here. It's going to be Mbappe. It's cut off, but now it sets up in the midfield. And the minute that test is over, I'm making my way to Macca's or KFC for something to eat. Says Amelia, I really like KFC in Australia. Reason I say that is because you guys have like those chicken tenders, don't you? Whereas here, our chicken tenders are made up of the original recipe chicken. I miss the crispy strips. I know that sounds like such a weird statement out of nowhere, but it's just so sad, not seeing crispy strips on the menu in New Zealand. And also, are you going to get into a league for the new season? Says Melbourne Stockade. I do want to do a little bit more rugby league and football, I think, are the two that I'm hoping to get more out of in the future. I don't think I'll do any AFL, though, just because I wouldn't know any of the players. At least with NRL, I got a bit of a base idea, and it's just the fact that I haven't been able to watch too many of the games with how hectic it's been, but I should be able to do a couple of the finals this weekend. Yeah, Premier League would be a cool one to be able to get into a little bit more in the future. I also enjoy watching these international or kind of the games including French, German, Spanish teams, and he means the A-League. But also, yes, I do actually want to do a lot more of the A-League than I did last year because I didn't do any, and I want to do more than that. I'm hoping to do at least, I want to say at least 5 of the Wellington Phoenix games, if not more. I want to get behind them this year. I've still got a shirt, but it's about 5 sizes too small, so maybe I'll wear that and just have my belly hanging out while watching it. KFC has the best chips, but at the same time, like Macca's has the best cheeseburgers, says Amelia. And also, that's more like it. What are you having? Says Sebastian. And there's, oh, see, that's the thing. I miss the crispy strips. I know I've said it like 50 times, but you guys still have crispy strips, don't you? And 2FS. Sorry, I'm buffering like horrible. What were you saying? 2F. When was the 2F? I'm a bit confused, Gareth, if you're from the buffering. Do let me know roughly where you are up to. Oh, they're asking for the handball. They're saying no. Oh, that's good work on the ground from Pereira. Now, Perrin once again just has to kick it downfield. Show Juventus to still be 2-1 up or 2-1 down here. It's probably quite well done because PSG are now starting to pour on that pressure a bit more. We're up to 71 minutes now. Messi! He strikes it straight at Perrin. And if I go to KFC, I usually get a Go Bucket or an Ultimate Burger Box or an Ultimate Box or maybe a Zinger Box. I swear the Zinger Burgers have gotten spicier than the last time I had them. Or like every time I have them, they get hotter and hotter. And also, Macca's is a cheeseburger or a quarter pounder, says Amelia. There as well. See, that's the thing. At the end of my September month of eating healthy, it's going to be weird. I won't know whether to go to KFC or whether to just keep on doing the old healthy eating. Like, surely it should be straightforward, and that would be go to KFC, but we'll see how we're going. Overall, we have got a video planned at some stage in the future. I don't want to spoil too much. So I'm going to say very limited information about it, but it is going to be a very fun one to film. It's going to take quite a bit of time to film. So it may end up coming out in about November or so, as there will be a lot of footage to go through. Danilo has been carded with the yellow there. I think Kylian Mbappe. Arm in the face. Got the yellow card, and surely you're allowed a cheat day, says Sebastian. Although I've got a couple other things planned for the cheat day. Overall, I feel like I'm going to have a slightly less aggressive cheat day than some would consider a cheat day, if that makes sense. So it might be like just having some of a like a frozen pizza or something like that, or something small. I don't think I'll go anything crazy because that's the thing. When I get my mind set on something, normally I'm not too bad at following it. I know that George has had a cheat day already, even though we started, I think it was 2 or 3 days before his cheat day, but I think Sunday is going to be his cheat day now. So he enjoyed a nice Coke and a Red Bull and an ice cream and everything. And also, are you going to stream the Rugby League World Cup? I am hoping to on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel to be able to do the Rugby League World Cup. I'm hoping that by then I will know a little bit more about the players, because that's probably the one thing that I'm a little bit worried about, is the fact that I don't know too many of those international players from overseas competitions and also from their international respective sides. Shakhtar have scored again. They're doing very well at the moment in their game. Now, I know that the TAB, once again, going back to the odds and whatnot, they had a thing that was 24 goals scored throughout all of the games. At the moment, there has been 4, 7, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18. So they still actually need quite a few more goals. I think another 4 or so. Georgia's the Eddie Guerrero of dieting, always lying and cheating, says Sebastian. Yeah. He does enjoy a good cheat day, I could say, about George. And also the fast food run is the reward for getting through that test today, says Amelia. And also any Kiwis playing in the Champions League. Kiwi-wise, I don't believe so. The closest we've probably got is maybe, depends on whether or not he's still getting selected, or if he gets selected, which is Sarpreet Singh for Bayern Munich. But if he's not selected, other than that, I think Chris Wood's our next biggest guy, but he's in the Premier League. Real Madrid have scored again, and that is going to be the goal. 4, it hasn't updated yet, so I do not know. And also we have got there is Check Day Pepe. Is Check Day Pepe. Is you might have to put that in again, Pip. I'm not too sure. Or is cheat? Oh, that might be is Cheat Day Payday. Maybe. But I think it's just more when he's got a day off work. He goes, right, might as well have a go. Now, so across Juventus at the back. They are still in this contest. All they need to do is get one more goal, and they've got 15 minutes to be able to do so. I got that notification. Did Carvajal score? He might have scored there, Carvajal. That's a rarity to see that man score. And also we have got there, you have that Kiwi called James. That's somewhat good. Is 75 rated. Okay, FIFA, if I'm not wrong. Is that, it's not Reece James, is it? That's a different player. Because I know we've got Angus Bell. I don't know where he plays, though. Is his name Angus Bell? No, Angus Bell's Thomas Bell, is it? I think. Tom Bell? No. Is his name Tom? Who's the fellow with the curly hair who plays for the All Whites? Can't quite think of him. At the moment, Liberato Kakashi, I'm not too sure whereabouts he's gone. El Rojas moved to Chile, says Melbourne. And there as well. Okay, so Hazard actually managed to score the goal for Real Madrid, I believe. Talking Hazard, and Angus Bell is a prop for the Wallabies. Says at Melbourne Stockade. Yeah, got that one around the wrong way a little bit. Danilo now making his way out onto the field for PSG. So they haven't been able to score since those early goals of Kylian Mbappe. And we'll be wanting to turn the momentum around. Juventus, though, passing it around their back. Now Piran goes across to Bonucci in the middle. If they can get out of this game with 1 point here, that would be absolutely massive for Juventus. I'm also going to plug in my phone because it is currently running low on the juice. And it also means that we can see what the scores are in the other games, which is exciting stuff. Now passed across. And Joe Bell plays for, his first name's Joe. And I was at Brondby, sorry. But they didn't make it into the European competitions. Who else have we got overseas? Are you thinking of... No, who's Ryan Thomas? Who does Ryan Thomas play for? I think he's another Kiwi. Ryan Thomas, where's he at the moment? Okay, he's played in the Europa League for 2021-2022 and the Champions League for 2021 to 2022. Who does he play for, though? It won't tell me. Does he play for PSV? Yeah, PSV. So are PSV in the Champions League? Or are they in the Europa League this year? PSV, I'm not seeing them there in the Champions Cup. Nice work here in the midfield from Juventus, once again, to hang on to that ball. Passes across, and there's some open space. It's going to open up now. PSV. Okay, PSV are in the Europa League, so that is as close as we've got, I believe, is actually Ryan Thomas playing in that Europa. Although if Man United are in there, though, that's going to be a big match when they do play in a couple days. Nice work from Juventus to hang on to this one. So, Sebastian, you are schooled up on the football systems and whatnot. So, the top 4 sides of the Premier League, go into the Champions League and then the next one goes into Europa, or is it the top 3 Champions League and then the next one Europa? Do let me know, because I know that I get it around the wrong way a little bit. Marco Stiminik is on the reserves bench for Copenhagen against Borussia Dortmund. There you go. So we did have a Kiwi slightly in there. Did he get a chance to come off the bench, or did he? Oh, it's a chance. It's a chance. It's still a chance. Great work from Donnarumma. I really hope Michael Hooper mental health is okay, says Melbourne Stockade. Yeah, hopefully he is doing all right and he does make his way back in for the Wallabies by November. But yeah, at the end of the day, he's deserved a well-earned break. He has been working extremely hard for them over the past 5 years, maybe even longer. Mbappe now looking for that crossing opportunity. Instead, I have a feeling he's going to open up the chance for himself. No, goes back to the edge of the box. Top 4 gets Champions League. So here's Melbourne Stockade. Now on the edge of the box, it has missed the goal. Neymar once again ends up missing that opportunity. So I do see Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham, and Liverpool are the 4 in the Champions Cup. And then in the Europa League, I do see that there are top 2 advanced to the playoffs. Third place plays in the Europa League playoffs. Says Sebastian. And as sorry, I misunderstood the question. Says Sebastian, no worries. So Arsenal, Man United. Okay. So there's 2 sides in the Europa League, Arsenal and Man U. And then there are 4 sides in the Champions League, which is Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and also the other side that I've forgotten the name of, that I didn't list. And now, Chelsea. Juventus now. They've got the ball 82 minutes through. Oh, the side of the boot one. It's gone down to Donnarumma, though. And also, yeah, as you said, says Sebastian there. Looks like PSG looking to make their last substitute of the day. It's going to be lobbed over the top. Not going to Kylian Mbappe at the front. He'll be disappointed not to have had his hat-trick yet. Now, Juventus, like I mentioned, they are still in this contest with a chance of being able to get back into it. And that would be a disappointing result for PSG, the way that they did start the match. Although I should mention, neither of these sides have been defeated. Oh, that's a straight arm push. I said it's going to be fine. Oh, that's another push. That's going to be fine. But yeah, neither of these sides defeated in their normal leagues, I guess you could say. So far, PSG, they have won all their games other than the one that they've drawn. Whereas for Juventus, they have won 2, drawn 3. Messi going to be taken off the field now for PSG. And also, then I think 7 and 8 get Conference League, says Melbourne. And there's, one moment, I'm going to look through. So the Conference League, there it is, the UEFA Conference League, which doesn't look like it's... Oh, no, some of the games are on Spark Sport. So those ones it might just be the one side. So I see West Ham are there. But I believe that is the only... Yeah, that's the only team from the Premier League in there. So West Ham, any games involving Premier League sides, I do see are all on Spark Sport. That's the same for the Europa League. And then alongside that, the Champions League, they've got all of the games on Spark Sport here in New Zealand. 84 minutes through. I'm updating it every once in a while now rather than straight away. And West Ham play FCSB this week, Romanian team. Are they any good, Sebastian, the Romanian team that they are taking on? Do let me know. When is that game taking place? It is at 7 a.m. So they're called Syria Bucharesti. Hopefully that's not a mile off and I haven't just offended you, seeing as you are from Romania. McKinney has been able to score the 1. Mbappe scoring the 2. 2 goals for PSG, both coming in the first 22 minutes of the game. Now PSG, another opportunity here, though. Putting the ball out wide. It wasn't quite the pass that they were after. McQuarrie. Goes across. Gonna go down. It will be the free kick. Okay. Now this gets interesting because this is probably almost within kicking distance. I do see now it will be Sanchez almost about to make his way out onto the park. He will only get maybe about 4 or 5 minutes at the end of this game. Neymar. He struck everything absolutely shockingly in this game. Does he decide that he wants to have a crack? And also, they're diabolically shined, but the game should be a good laugh. See, Sebastian? I guess at least they're there, aren't they? Overall, I'm looking through probably Fiorentina, you'd say. Oh, that's a better strike from Neymar. Actually managed to get a bit more onto that one. It still went over the top, though. But Kostic was relatively happy to see that one go over the top. Right. Sanchez making his way out there for PSG. That is going to be for Verratti in the midfield. And I believe there's also going to be a sub made for Juventus. Renato, Sanchez. Out onto the park now. Rabiot going off for Moise King. So now, 3 minutes of regular time left. 2-1 still the scoreline. I'm going to have a look at the other scores because they seem to be escalating big time. At the moment, Man City winning 3-0. Real Madrid, they are winning 3-0. And also alongside that, it is 1-1 in the Milan game. 4-1 for Shakhtar. That is a big win for them. And Benfica sitting 2-0 up. This current point in time. Juventus, though, now looking for maybe one of their last few attacks that they will be able to have throughout this match. And Racing 92 games was great. And then you watch any top 14 games last weekend. Sadly, they didn't actually have any of the games on Sky here in New Zealand, which was a shame. I did hear good things from Sebastian as well about Toulouse and Bordeaux. Apparently it was a great one. And also are in Florence, beautiful Italian city. You can explore it in Assassin's Creed 2. See Sebastian there. Yeah, I'm still yet to play all the Assassin's Creed game. Hello, Billy. How are you going? You're nice and warm. It's not very warm, is it? Now, Juventus, inside of their own half. They're saying they need some sort of urgency, and it doesn't seem like there's a huge amount of it at the moment for Juventus. They must know that it's going to be a relatively long stoppage time. Bonucci now back across. It's a little mistake made. And PSG able to get that ball back. Renato Sanchez now in the midfield. Back across. Danilo. Amar's got this one. He won't mind using up a little bit of time on the clock while he is at it. And I brought Flow Sports to watch Top 14. Do they also have the Gallagher Premiership? Melbourne Stockade, do let me know. Nice pass across. It's a bit of skill there. And now it sits up. Oh, great save by Perrin. And now it's a counter-attack. He wasn't quite able to find the pass that he needed, though. He had a lot of pressure on him there. And now Juventus. Wide pass. Nicely done here. One last chance, possibly, of this match. We're about to see how much added time is going to be available for Juventus to try and find the equaliser. Okay, one of the commentators is a bit concerned that they're not being aggressive enough here. Well, that looked like a double arm push. And now has gone back out to PSG. Running through. You've got to go to him. He hasn't passed, though. Neymar. He's hanging on to it. Now he goes out to him. And now Mbappe unable to score it. That was a big mistake from Neymar. He had the wide open pass on the inside. Decided against using it. Madosh Tumbwe scored 2 tries on his debut for Bordeaux. I fitted into the squad straight away. Great performance, says Sebastian. And there's, oh yeah, he's a class player. And that's the thing. One thing that was letting him down in South Africa a little bit was his handling. But once he gets that handling sorted out, he can be a lethal player. 3 minutes of added time now. And Flow Sports have all the URC and all top 14 games and all Challenge Cup games and Champions Cup. No Premiership games I watch Premiership on Stan Sport, says Melbourne Stockade there as well. Does Flow Sports also have the... what am I thinking of? Do they also have it on demand that you can like watch the games after they've taken place? Now back across, over the top. Juventus now. 2 minutes left on the clock. It's offside. That's going to be disappointing for McKinney. And also, that Mbappe was offside. They didn't call it initially, so they would have had to have a look at it afterwards. And you can watch replay, so I might have to give a look at Flow Sports as well, perhaps. That's a great save by Perrin, because Neymar thought he would have been scoring it. Yeah, he hasn't really had the best game, Neymar, overall, which I don't mind saying because he has fallen over many times, more than he should have. So Manchester City, they managed to win their game 4-0, scoring a last-minute goal of Diaz. Then alongside that, Real Madrid, they won 3-0. This game going into extra time. Shakhtar will be winning. Benfica will be winning. And also Milan and also Salzburg look like it is going to be a draw. You just have to have a VPN and set it to the USA, says Melbourne Stockade. Now back across. Hanging on to this one now, trying to step his way through. Oh, he's been taken down, Mbappe, and that ankle was very sore once again. Now with 1 minute left on the clock, I would have to say that could be game time now. I'm looking through at the other games. So 1-1 in Red Bull Salzburg versus AC Milan. 4-1 is the score between Shakhtar and also Leipzig. And then also Benfica, and this game between these two sides are still going. But PSG will look to just close this out in the corner. More than likely, Neymar on across to Sanchez. It's a great tackle made. And now it looks like maybe PSG might be going for one last goal here. You might as well. You've got the chance. And Flow Sports gets you Tier 2 international games, says Melbourne Stockade. And that's a nice bit of skill from Neymar inside of the box. Looking to try and just hang on to this ball, use up a few more seconds. That is full time. And it will be Paris Saint-Germain who are able to win their first game of the Champions Cup the Champions League up against Juventus. It was a much better second half effort from Juventus, but they still just managed to hang on for PSG. Benfica, I believe they are going to close out their game 2-0. As well. That is going to be the full-time score of that game. And now tomorrow there are a lot more games that are taking place. And also we have got there. Cheers for the stream, man. We're just going to head to bed as well. Take care, everyone. Oi, oi. Says Sebastian. So right back at you, mate. And I hope you do enjoy your sleep as well. But thank you all very much for being here. I'm not too sure whether or not we have got a game tomorrow morning or not. It will depend on the work schedule and whether or not I have got anything to do in the building department. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day/night. And I'll see you all for the next one.